My kindness era began the day two female cops arrested me. It was a grey Tuesday morning. The city was drowning in rain, the kind that blurs everything, even your thoughts. I was walking down the empty street, soaked and frustrated. I had just been fired from my job for something that wasn't even my fault, and the world suddenly felt like it had turned its back on me. My phone buzzed with a message from a friend, or rather, from someone who used to be a friend. "You've changed," the message said. That was it. No explanation. Just those two words that hurt more than any insult could. I kicked a trash can on the sidewalk, shouted at no one in particular, and stormed across the road without even noticing the red light. That's when I heard the sound of a siren behind me. I turned and saw a police car pulling over. Two female officers stepped out. One was tall and confident, her expression firm. Officer Grace. The other had gentle eyes and a quiet voice. Officer Mira. "Sir, you just crossed on red," Grace said, her tone professional but not harsh. I snapped back. "Yeah, so what? Just fine me and get it over with." Mira looked at me closely. "You seem upset," she said softly. That simple sentence, "you seem upset," hit harder than I expected. I wasn't used to people noticing how I felt. I was used to being invisible. "Do I look like I care?" I muttered, turning away. Grace sighed. "Sir, please step to the side." I kept arguing, saying things I shouldn't have. Eventually, they decided to take me in, not because I was dangerous, but because I wouldn't stop being difficult. Inside the police car, I stared out the window as the rain streaked down the glass. My anger started to fade, replaced by exhaustion. I didn't know where my life was heading anymore. At the station, they sat me down. Grace started filling out a report, while Mira brought me a cup of tea. I didn't want to drink it at first, but the warmth of it, the smell, it reminded me of home. "You know," Mira said gently, "anger often hides pain. You don't strike me as a bad person. Just lost." Something about her words cracked me open. I hadn't cried in years, but in that moment, my eyes burned. Grace noticed and put the pen down. She told me about her younger brother, how he had lost his job, pushed everyone away, and ended up in trouble until someone showed him kindness. "Sometimes," Grace said, "people need to be seen before they can start to heal." That line stayed with me. They didn't treat me like a criminal. They treated me like a person who had made a mistake but still deserved a chance. After a short while, Grace tore the report in half and said, "Go home. Just take care of yourself." Standing outside the police station that night, I looked up at the cloudy sky and felt something shift inside me. It wasn't guilt, it was gratitude. The next morning, I decided to change small things. I started by apologizing to my old friend. Then I went to the park and helped an old lady carry her bags. I even volunteered one weekend at a local shelter. Each act of kindness, no matter how small, healed a piece of me. Weeks turned into months. I was still jobless for a while, but I wasn't hopeless anymore. I had found a new kind of purpose, helping, listening, understanding. One afternoon, while volunteering at a food drive, I heard a familiar voice behind me. "Well, look who's turned into a hero." It was Officer Grace, smiling. I laughed, a little embarrassed. "Guess I had good teachers." She nodded, then said something I'll never forget. "Sometimes we arrest people to stop them from hurting others. But sometimes, it's to stop them from hurting themselves." That night, I wrote those words down in my journal. They became my reminder that kindness doesn't start with grand gestures. It begins with small choices. And that's how my kindness era began, not from success, not from luck, but from a mistake that led two strangers to show me compassion. Now, every time I see someone angry or lost, I try to do what they did for me. To listen, to care, to be kind when it's hardest. Because you never know. Your smallest act of kindness might be someone else's new beginning.